Welcome to my podcast, guys. Welcome to my podcast. This is the first episode of my podcast, I guess. I don't know. I'm just trying out something. I am in my guest bedroom. That is like low-key a storage room. Oh my god, my mom's gonna hate that I said that. It's not a storage room. It's a great guest bedroom. I'm drinking a Celsius, guys. I'm drinking a Celsius. I am a recent Celsius convert. It's true. The rumors are true. The rumors that I started. So I usually drink this before I work out, but I'm like shaking already. I'm literally shaking already. But it's kind of emotional support. I don't think I'm going to drink the whole thing. Okay. So I wanted to... What do I even say? Like, how are these usually? I listen to so many podcasts and I'm still like, what do they say? I guess like today I'm going to be speaking about parenthood. Like motherhood and fatherhood. Stay with me. Stay with me. Don't leave. I kind of want the hood up, but I don't know if it's giving. I don't know what it's giving. Yeah, but I want to speak about parenthood and motherhood and fatherhood because I feel like that has been something that has been coming up in my life a bit more often. I guess as a woman, I'm getting older. I'm 20 redacted. So when you're 20 redacted, a lot of people do come up to you and are like, oh my god, like, when are you having kids? Like, do you plan to have kids? And I'm like... Anyways. But we'll speak about that a bit later. I guess I should introduce myself. I'm Rebecca Williams. That's my name. That's my given name. Pretty public information. I was like, Rebecca Williams, that could be anybody. That could be anybody. But it's me. But it could also be you because your name may be Rebecca. Anyways, but people call me becx because I have asked them to. Really, I was like, I want a nickname. Becky isn't quite the vibe, so I'm Bex with an X and a C. Ooh, yeah, I'm Bex. I feel like if you're watching this, you're one of 5 people who already know me. So it's like, do I really have to say anything? It's me, y'all. It's me, y'all. It's Bex, y'all. Girl, you already know who I am. Yeah, I'm not gonna just, talk about my lore, because I feel like if you're watching this, it's because you have clicked through a link on my Instagram or something. You know what I mean? Like, y'all niggas know me. Or at least I want you to. I think, speaking directly into a mic and sharing it on the internet is an insane thing to do. It's insane. But I'm doing this like as exposure therapy. Because I'm actually very uncomfortable with doing this. I feel like I don't really share a lot of media in which I'm speaking or anything other than that. Like, I share a lot of my work that I do, like my photography, my writing, my video work that I do. But there isn't anything where I feel like I am speaking to an audience and, you know what I mean? Not looking for feedback. Actually, you know what? I am looking for feedback. I feel like I'm in a constant state of looking for feedback. I love feedback. I feel like Michael Jackson when they're like, And he's like, I hate to tour. And they're like, maybe don't say that. And it's like, I actually really love to tour. That's how I feel. I don't know if I want feedback yet. I guess if it's constructive. I'm not looking for, I'm not looking for compliments, but I'm also not looking for insults. That's a very important thing to say. I'm also not looking for insults. So yeah, I was like, let me just like make a very chill podcast where I am kind of just like yapping for a while about things that I'm thinking about. Because I was like, should I make a I have a Substack. I have a Substack. I have a Substack, and you should subscribe to my Substack. Yeah. Okay, I live in fear that the audio is bad, so I have to check it. Okay, I listened to the song. Apparently I can't be doing too much of that. I can't be doing it, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna try to hold this mic in just this hand and not like, because apparently that sounds really bad. But I mean, like, guys, I dug this mic up in like one of my drawers today. You know what I mean? Like, we're really not like, it's not. This is. Do you know what I mean? This is not armchair expert with. Why did I think of that? I don't even listen to that. Why did I think of that? I think because it's like a highly produced podcast. This is not a highly produced podcast. I'm in my guest room, as I was saying before. My dog Margot is sleeping beside me. Margot, she's so sweet. Wish you guys could see her. Yes, so I'm making a podcast, I think, as a form of exposure therapy, and also just like an experiment of speaking to the internet and sharing my opinions on the internet. I think I have been hesitant because I'm like, oh my god, like someone can just have a clip of me being like, I hate this or whatever, and that lives on. I think there is a fair, or maybe just like a hyper consciousness of I feel like that was not what the word I was looking for. Hyper awareness of like, okay, if I post this on the internet, like this is a part of my internet history. Like if you Google my name, like you may be able to find this clip. And that's a bit scary, of course, and like sharing your opinion is a vulnerable thing. And I think as someone who is continuing to develop, as I said, I'm 20 redacted, so I have like, you know, I'm trying to solidify my opinions about the world. Oh my god, as a young, like, I just feel like I've always been a young person. I've always just been figuring it out. Like, damn, when do I get to be like, oh, when I was a young person trying to figure it out? It's like my whole life I've been a young person trying to figure it out, bro. Huh? Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna speak about parenthood. Oh my god, is this stiff? It's a bit stiff. It's a bit stiff. And I also think as like a consumer of a lot of podcasts and a lot of media, you're always sort of judging what you put out against what you see. You know what I mean? Against like what you consume. So even now I'm like always just giving like anything goes with Emma Chamberlain. Like, I mean, low-key, I hope it does, but it's like, is it giving Emma Chamberlain nachos? If a young girl is sitting in her bed with a podcast mic, it's giving Emma Chamberlain nachos. Who knows? I love Emma Chamberlain. Well, you see, that's the thing. Like, do I say I love Emma Chamberlain? I don't know. Maybe she does something. Oh my god, my other dog wants to come in. Okay, my other dog, Monty, wanted to come in. Monty! What do you have to say to anybody? Exactly. Because that's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna speak about parenthood. As a person who is, I don't know, a woman. Like, I'm a woman, so it's like I feel like I like there's has always been some messaging around motherhood and parenthood, and I am someone who, like, from I was like 15, 16, I was always like, fuck them kids, like like fuck them kids, like that ass, fuck them kids, like not like fuck them kids, but like I don't think I want to have kids. um yeah, I don't know, I find it, first of all, extremely scary. The physical the physical toll that it takes on your body, the physical transformation that your body goes through, and also just the fact that it's 9 months. That's a year. That's a year of your life. Oh my god. Like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, wait, that's a year of your life. Being pregnant, like, that's a year of your life just like being an incubator to. I low-key want to say parasite, but it's bad. But like, is it not? Because it is taking. Okay, this is getting really. No, it's not. It's not. But something that is taking your energy, like the food you put in, like that nigga is stealing food out your mouth, bro. Like, I'm sorry, what are they stealing food out of your mouth for a year? Imagine a year, like just for a year, whenever you went out to eat, whenever you ate, there's just a kid that was like, yeah, give me about half of that. Yo, give me about half of what's on your plate. And then every woman's, or any person who's able to be pregnant, like, it's so different every time. Like, it really differs based on person by person. Like, my mom, I would say she had like a smooth I think she had smooth pregnancies with both me and my sister. I have an older sister. But I know that one of us were a C-section. And one of us was a natural birth. I'm not sure which was which. Well, I guess, I don't know. Maybe if you have a C-section, could you then go on to have a natural birth? Maybe. Or if you have a C-section, like, the next time you give birth, they just, like, open up the same spot. I have no idea. Like, can you tell I know? I am not a doctor. I am not a doctor. I'm not in the medical field at all. The last time I studied biology, I was 17 years old. Wait, maybe I really shouldn't be speaking. I'm not, but I feel like, I mean, the reproductive cycling, whatever, like, that hasn't changed. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, the information's still fresh, still relevant. What was I even saying? This is gonna happen a lot. I'm gonna be like, wait, what was I even saying? Yeah, so the baby takes all these nutrients from you. Like, who knows? Like, you could have, like, problems with your knees, problems with your back, like, bro, I don't even know. Like, I just feel like there can be a lot of physical complications when it comes to pregnancy throughout the whole pregnancy, and then even higher risk when it's like at time of birth, like when you need to give birth. Nailed by Chris. Always. Latoya. Always. Yeah, so I do find it difficult to sign on to a year of giving a kid half of what's on my plate, and like, you kind of just are at the mercy of what's happening in your stomach. Like, oh my god. I'm literally having a physical reaction to it. I'm like, I'm literally like, wait. And then, don't even get me, bro. And then you have to birth the child. The act of birthing a child, I would say a lot of women may describe it as traumatic. I would say for a lot of women, it's a traumatic event. Obviously, that is like worth it because you birth your child at the end of it. Hopefully, some people don't even do that. You know, oh my god, and that's even another layer. Like people, you know what I mean. There can be miscarriages. There can be stillbirth. There can be complications in birth. Like it's just like I think at every stage of pregnancy, like there is an acute awareness of death, like death for both your child and even for you. Like it's like a life or death. It's literally a life or death situation. Like you're in a life or death situation for 9 months, and then you gotta keep that kid alive at least for 18 years. Stress. Sounds like stress. To me. Let me just make that claro. That sounds like stress to me. For a lot of women, that sounds like, bitch, sign me up, bitch. Like, I'm finna do that. Like, I'm finna do that. Yeah, so you birth this child. Oh my god. And don't even get me started on, like, if you have support. Like, you could be a single mother. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many circumstances under which children are born every second of the day all over the world. Some of those circumstances are not favorable. You know, based on whoever's definition of what favorable is. You know, some children are born into very volatile situations, but that's kind of a different thing. That's kind of like that, you know, to me, like, I think every stage there's just something to worry about. Like, when you're pregnant, you're like, okay, the first, like, 3 months, or I don't know how long, like, there is, like, a point where it's like, okay, it's, like, less likely that there will be a death. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like their deaths, I really don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, yeah, their deaths will, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, early in the pregnancy, like, this is why a lot of people, like, choose to keep the pregnancy under wraps until they, like, pass a certain point. You know what I mean? You're kind of out of the woods then. But then it's like you're never truly out of the woods because, obviously, stillbirth exists. It happens to a lot of women, like, for no fault of their own. It's just sort of something that happens. And it's just like, when you get pregnant, you do have to think about this stuff. Like, you do have to think about, you know what I mean, the possibility, I guess, of, like, not carrying this pregnancy to term, and what that would feel like psychologically and emotionally. Guys, one thing about me, if a situation, like, has a high chance of throwing me off psychologically, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that. No, I'm really not doing that. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, to me, waking up every day, that is a psychological event. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that is, I'm like, thank God I did this. Bro, I just feel like they're just things that I'm like, I'm not gonna risk that psychological damage. You know what I mean? Like, I know that it can be super fulfilling to have children and to be pregnant and to give birth and do all of that successfully. Billions of people do that. But also, a lot less, but still a lot of people don't do that. And I think even, like, when you think about, can carry a healthy, medically healthy baby to term? Or will there be medical complications? You have to think about, if I'm going to be a mother, could I be a mother to a disabled child? Motherhood is hard enough. Motherhood to someone who's disadvantaged by society because of what their body can and cannot do is tenfold, 1,000-fold more difficult, I believe. And I think everyone would agree with that. You know what I mean? It's just one more challenge or obstacle that you kind of have to get through every single day. Every single day. That's the thing, because when the kid is born, now it's every day, bro, with that Disney Channel, bro. Why did I? It's every day, bro, with that Disney Channel. Do you guys know what reference that is? I hope I don't look crazy. I probably still do. But yeah. Oh my god. It's just very scary. It just seems very scary to me. So that's sort of like, you know what I mean? What if I were pregnant and I had to supply nutrients? Because it's like, now you have to really watch what you eat. It's like, can I take my Wellbutrin? The thing is, if I can't take my Wellbutrin, I may not do it. If I can't take my Wellbutrin, my sertraline, and a Xanax for the plane, count me out. Count me out of that. Count me out. I'm Leviana Grande. Like, count me out. And then you can't even like drink or smoke, or you can't even have sushi. You can't even have a cold cut sandwich. So now you have to be like, sort of watching what you eat, what you drink. You can't really have a lot of caffeine. I couldn't be having my Celsius. No Celsius. No Celsius. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, no Celsius, no Wellbutrin, no spliff. You're insane, my nigga. You're insane. For a year? Okay, for a year, I guess it's not so bad. For a year, it's not so bad. But for a year, I don't know. Like, I don't know, girl. And I feel like as I get the question about if I will choose motherhood, I am now sort of looking at mothers in my life and around, my area and people who I meet and stuff like that. Women with young children. Oh my god, I remember my family and I, we went on a vacation last summer to Greece. Santorini. It's a Santorini. And Santorini is like super steep everywhere. Like, incline is always like these steps. No provision for disabled people. No provision for like wheelchair. You know what I mean? Like, if you need a wheelchair, like, you're actually fucked. Like, I deadass don't even know like how you would even get around. And I saw like young families, like, people my age and a bit older with like young babies in strollers walking the same steps I be walking. I'm like, this looks miserable. Like, this looks like you're not having a good time. I don't think I would be having a good time. And it's just like, I feel like the world makes it so inconvenient to have young children. Like, even in London, like, if you're going on the train, not every stop has an elevator. So, like, deadass, their mothers are lifting up. Like, they're like, if you're behind a mother, like, you have to lift up that, what do you call it? That stroller. You have to lift up that stroller. You have to lift up that, whatever that baby's in, y'all gotta lift it up some steep stairs. And then it's like, you get on the train with that, bro. bro. And then you get on the train with that, and everyone's like, "Oh, great." I would cry. Like when I see some of these women with the young kids in the strollers, and they have like a scooter with them as well, and like 5 bags. I look at that woman and I'm like, girl, you are our strongest soldier. You are our strongest soldier. That is the hardest job on earth. Motherhood is the hardest. Like, if you do it right. Like, of course, you can have a deadbeat mom. But I'm speaking about, like, being, like, a present, good mom. Like, trying to do that. That is the hardest job on planet Earth, I believe. Like, the CEO of Apple, I'd rather do that job than be a mother. Is that kind of just because it's like, I think being a mother is a harder job. Being a mother to multiple kids, being a mother, being like a stay-at-home mother, like who is running a household, who's raising, you know what I mean, a group of kids, or even one kid, even two. Because even when I think about, like, I think about how my parents raised me, and my sister and I will always say we had a great childhood. You know what I mean? Our parents, I'm going to say were, even though they still are, but I'm talking about my childhood. Not like if my parents are horrible people now, but they were very loving, you know what I mean? Like, very encouraging, like, took us to dance practice, took us, you know what I mean? My sister did sports, took her to sports, synchronized swimming, like, took me to dancing, took me to singing, like, track, like. And I'm like, Mommy, how did you do that? Girl, how did you do that? Because I'm looking at my days now, and I'm like, how did you, like, wake up, get us breakfast, send us to school? I guess you have, like, that time in school, but kids don't even be in school that long. Niggas don't even be in school that long. By 2-3 o'clock, you gotta think about what you gotta do with them niggas. Now you gotta drive them to, you know what I mean, JCD, like, and then after that, now you have to cook. And while they were at school, you're probably at the supermarket, like, cleaning the home, or, like, dealing with something with the home. Like, a plumber came, you had to be there. Somebody coming to clip the yard, you had to be there. And then 2 o'clock comes, you have to go get your kids. Take them to violin, that's 2 hours. 4 o'clock, you go get your kids. It's 5:36. Them niggas is expecting dinner. Bro. Them niggas is expecting dinner. And then after that, like, they're like, oh, can we watch the TV? But nigga, leave me alone. Nigga, leave me. Nigga. Like, I think even now, like, now I am living at home. Like, I'm living in the house I grew up in. Well, the house I half grew up in. I spent, like, half of my childhood here, and then half of my my early childhood was spent in Spanish Town. Big up Spanish Town. Bro, I love Spanish Town. I'll always claim Spanish Town. Even when Spanish Town don't claim me. Even if Spanish Town don't claim me, I claim Spanish Town. Okay? But yeah, so now I'm basically, like, living in my parents' home. I'm like, how much do I want to reveal to the internet about my living situation? I don't live with my parents. My parents live abroad. Let me see. My parents live abroad, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, they live abroad. Like, they don't live here. Like, they're not really locals anymore. So my parents live abroad. And me and my sister live here. Hey. Shout out to my sister. Yeah, shout out to my sister. and what my parents have left behind. Well, not left behind, because it's like, they will come back to this home eventually. But for now, me and my sister are kind of holding down this fort. You know what I mean? Like that's what I would say. For right now, me and my sister are holding down this fort. Bro, I feel like I am a housewife to this house. One AC is leaking in one room. The washing machine is broken. We need a new dryer. Like, also, I have 4 dogs. 2 small dogs. Or, you know what I mean? Monty's one of them. And then 2 big dogs. Like, 2 guard dogs. You know what I mean? Like, come on, nigga. We live in Kingston, nigga. Let's get real. I got 2 guard niggas. Like, you have to. You low-key have to. Yeah, so I have 4 dogs. To feed 4 dogs, guys, it's like feeding another family. It's like feeding another family. And it's like, when you have 4 dogs, it's like, if 2 of them are sick at the same time, it feels like the world is coming down, like, around you. Like, it feels like you're running a hospital. I have this one dog, Matisse. Love him to death, but that nigga is always sick. That nigga is always getting into something. Like that. He is a dog that, like, shout out to Noah's Ark. But he's a dog that, like, goes to the vet the most. Like, they know him at the vet. So I have this accident prone, like, chronic ear infection dog. I love him to death. Like, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love him. Like, my dog Matisse has gotten into, like, very serious dog fights. All his fault. All his fault. He's gotten into, like, a couple fights with my neighbor's pit bull. It's bad. It's not good. It's actually not good. But the thing is, like, they low-key have a rivalry. Like, that dog attacked Matisse, and then Matisse, like, a year later, then went to attack him. So he was in, like, 2 dog fights. He had to get his lick back, so I'm not even mad. Like, he had to get his lick back. He's a real nigga. Like, of course he was gonna come for your ass, nigga. You should have left. You should have left the neighborhood, bro. Anyways, and it's because I've met that dog, and, like, the dog who attacked Matisse, and he's actually a pretty friendly guy. Like, but you never know. Yo, man, wicked, you know? Hey, anyways, I guess both, yeah, man is wicked because my dog Matisse is a guy, and he did fight the other guy. But yeah, so I have had to, like, dress his wounds, and, like, dressing a dog, I don't know if you guys have ever dressed a big dog a deep wound, like, in his face. Ooh, girl, that is not fun. Like, I'm going in with, like, gauze and, like, disinfectant and, like, antibacterial cream. It's kind of a lot. It's kind of involved. So it's like, when 2 dogs are sick like that, like, you know what I mean? It becomes very time consuming to then, like, keep up with, like, okay, this dog needs this. This dog needs this antibacterial, and this dog is taking this. It's a lot to kind of, like, coordinate. And I was telling my mom the other day, if caring for 4 dogs is even a 10th of what it's like to care for, like, maybe 4 children, count me out. Count me out. Ooh, count me out. I can't do that. It's too hard. It is too hard. I'm an artist. I already do hard things. Okay, that was no one is gonna believe that. I should be like, I'm a mathematician. Actually, maybe, like, low-key scrap that. But you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm already challenged in my regular day-to-day life. Like, I don't need to then add more difficulty to my life. That's really what I'm getting at. And so just thinking about motherhood like that, I came to the conclusion that I could be a father, but I'm not sure I could be a mother. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna say men, because traditionally those are the people who become fathers. That's why I'm saying that. But I want to be a father. I don't want to be a mother, but I can be a father. To me, a father is like a secondary parent. Only because, stay with me. Hold my hand. Only because he's not the person physically making this child in him for a year and birthing the child. That's the only way I'm... Well, there are other stuff, but you know what I mean? I would say that's the main thing. So I'm like, okay, I do not want to be pregnant, but I do think I could support someone who was pregnant. Like, I could support a pregnant woman, pregnant person. We're bringing woke back. I'm really trying to, be woke in practice and not just say, let's bring woke back. I'm trying to actually be about it. So, yeah, I want to be a father. I want a wife, and I want to be a father. Because I feel like my strengths are in support. You know what I mean? My strengths are in support. If I'm just looking at my strengths and my weaknesses, I would be a better father than I would a mother. Like a mother who runs the household and is tending to children as a main thing. I cannot do that. First of all, you could say one thing to a child and it's like that is like stuck in their brain and like they never forget that, and it like changes the trajectory of your life. I cannot deal with that. I can't deal with that. No. Because I've told my mom, like, oh my God, when you said this to me, like, that really stuck with me. And she's like, I literally don't even remember saying that to you. Like, what are you even talking? You know what I mean? So it's like, you never know. The thing is, you never know what kids are absorbing and what they're going to remember and what's going to stay with them. And so you have to just be so careful about raising them. I think, like as I was saying, I think about my childhood, and I feel like I was just so lucky. I was so lucky because where I'm from, Jamaica, I would say childhood is difficult. I don't know what the data is saying, but I think the data would support me in saying that being a child in Jamaica is maybe one of the most difficult places to be a child. Just because I feel like, we see it in the news all the time. Children go missing, they're murdered, they're assaulted, you know what I mean? There's just such a strong culture of pedophilia in Jamaica, towards little girls, little boys. And it's like, bro, I am just so lucky that, like, I didn't have any sort of those interactions as a child. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I feel like that is way more common than we think. I think in young women, I don't really know what's going on with young men. I feel like it's probably the same. I feel like it's probably more of the same with young men. I feel like they are as much as a target as young women. And that makes me extremely scared to bring a child into this world, especially if I raise them in Jamaica. I think where on earth would it be best place? Where would on earth would be the best place to be a child right now? Because I don't know, the options are, it's looking really scary like everywhere on earth. Like I don't know, like would it be a good idea to raise a child in Hawaii? Like what's Hawaiian childhood like? I don't know. At least I know from where I live right now. I bet y'all be picking somewhere else, but I know, like for real. And I'm not even trying to fairmonger or whatever, but you know, that is something you do have to think about if you want to be a mother or a father. And also, fathers don't go through the whole physical hullabaloo. Like, that is deadass what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want to be pregnant. I don't want my feet to swell. I don't want to, I don't want to feel like I'm not in my own body. I feel like I've worked so hard to try to be in my own body. I still don't even feel it 100%, but it's like, to then be, like, plucked out of your own body. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I don't know. I just feel like, in my opinion, if you're kind of like not really looking forward to being a mother, because it's like you got to love the game. You got to love the game to go through all of those steps. You have to, I feel like you have to really want it. I feel like you can't be like, oh, I guess I maybe. No, like, are you willing to put your life on the line to have a child? I don't know, guys. It's just looking like fatherhood. You know what I mean? Fatherhood. And it's so fucked. It's so fucked because fatherhood, you kind of can't. You kind of get a lot to really think about if you want to be in this child's life. You know what I mean? It's. I think we can all agree that it's way more common, or maybe way more accepted, if a father is not in a child's life. Oh my god, I'm just like, I want to be a father because, like, if I don't fuck with the kid, I want to be able to be like, alright, nigga, good luck, nigga. I don't really fuck with you, but, like, good luck. Like, I'll send you some money every month, but good luck. Like, don't talk to me, like, like, get the fuck out my face, bro. Like, you're not even bullying like that. I don't know, with father, you get so many options. You get so many options. You know what I mean? I feel like people accept that there are many ways to father, but I feel like there are less options in society about how to mother. Like, we expect motherhood to look a certain way, and if it doesn't look like that, like, they are gonna string you up and burn you to death like a witch. Like, dead ass. I wanna think about like even when we look at mothers in media, or like how people treat mothers in media, like in TV shows and whatever. Like, people would be like, oh my god, he's such a great father, like, he hangs out with them on the weekend. Whole time the mother is raising them 24/7. You know what I mean? It's like, as a father, you can just hang out with them niggas on the weekend. As a mother, like, you will be strung up if you're like, I just kind of want to see my kids. Like, it's really so insane to be like, yeah, I just want to see my kids 2 days out a week. And people be like, yeah, that's a present parent. No, that's a part-time parent. He's working part-time hours. Monty, really? Like, you're really gonna, like, tangle up in it? He's working part-time hours. I would love to work part-time hours as a parent, so I would want to be a father. And does that make me a horrible person? I don't think so. Maybe people would be like, oh, that's so selfish. Exactly. No, exactly. I think I'm a little too selfish. I think I'm a little too self-absorbed. You know, I think a lot of people dream of motherhood. They dream of motherhood. They dream of the day that they can have a baby, that they can have a family, blah, blah, blah. To me, no. I have never once dreamed of motherhood. I've been scared of motherhood. First of all, when I was a teenager, I was scared I would be a teen mom. Because to me, like, you were going directly to hell if you were a teen mom. That's how I felt. Worse when I was at Immaculate, like, if it was like, oh, that girl's not in school because she's pregnant, it's like, whoa. She is insane. Like, she needs to go to... Like, that's how it was. So, I just feel like I've always had that view of, like... Like, when someone's, like, they're pregnant, I'm like... Oh, my God. That's insane. But it's like, no, it's not. A lot of people are pregnant and they have children. Like, your mother did it. Your aunts did it. Your cousins do it. But I don't think I'm going to do it. I don't think I'm going to do it, guys. It is racking up to be a lot of work. I'm a hard worker, but not like that. Not like that. Because it's like, it's not even something I really want. The thing is, I would work hard for something I really want. But I don't even really want that. Sometimes I'm like, damn, am I a horrible woman? Like, you know, like, I start thinking just some really horrible shit. Like, my duty on earth is to... No, it's not. No, it's not. Like, your duty on earth is not to have a baby just because you have a womb. And I don't want to have one out of FOMO. Like, when my friends start having babies, I don't want to be like, Johnny, will make me have a baby now. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. And also, I feel like motherhood is increasingly more lonely. Like, it's more of a lonely experience than, say, it was like for our ancestors. Like, early humans, you know what I mean? Like, early humans, like, didn't even care who the father was. It was like, the community's raising this baby. Like, this is the community's baby. Now, niggas don't even want to babysit. Like, people in your own family don't even want to babysit. Sometimes you don't even have a partner. Not even one partner to help raise these kids. Motherhood is hard. Doing motherhood alone is even harder. And it's like, some people do not prepare to do motherhood alone, and sometimes their circumstances turn out to be that they have to. And that's extremely scary. Like, I have no idea what I would do if I had a baby and I just lost all the support around me. Ooh. I would go into psychosis. And that's just what I'm trying to avoid. You know what I mean? Like, motherhood have like a psychosis vibe. Like, have like a triggering of psychosis. Because then you have postpartum depression. Bitch. I already got prepartum depression. Like, before the baby, I had depression. Like, what the hell? I don't know. Like, as someone with, like, they say chronic depression, which I think is so pessimistic. Having chronic depression is not very chic, but it is something I have to think about. I think you know what I mean. You have to think about, how would I deal with postpartum depression? Could I deal with postpartum depression? Some people cannot deal with it. Oh my god. Literally just good luck if you're having a baby. If you're having a baby, literally just good luck. Like, that is all I'm saying. Because I will not be joining you. But then I'm like, I don't know. Is it like, has anyone ever become a mother because like because of their partner? But even that's slippery, brother. That's slippery as fuck. I feel like that's super slippery. Like, because I'm thinking, what if I meet someone and I'm like, oh, I actually do want to be pregnant and have a family. But I don't know. I feel like you kind of have to want one on your ones. Because I think it can be problematic being like, oh, I have a partner, so now I want a baby. Is that how it works? I have no idea. I've never been with someone who have been like, oh, let's have a baby. Are you actually joking? Yeah, I would be in a downward spiral right now. Oh my god. But yeah. So I would just love to be a father. Because motherhood seems too hard. And fatherhood is like, okay, like I could be a parent, but like I don't gotta be doing the hard shit. And I'm not, and I feel like people are gonna be like, being a father is hard. Yeah, but it's not as hard as being a mom. So, next. Like, if you're a man and you're a father and you want to be like, being a father is just as hard. No, it's not. No, it's not. Look at any example of anyone ever. It's not hard. It's not as hard. It's parenting light. It's diet parenting. It's parenting from the passenger seat. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. But obviously, I mean, you know, you have whatever. Like, I'm like, whatever. Single fatherhood is hard. I will say that. Single fatherhood is hard. I think doing anything that sort of traditionally was made for two people and doing it as one person, obviously it's going to be harder. I'll give you guys that. But, yeah. But shout out to all the fathers and the mothers. I guess you guys are doing the Lord's work. Shout out to my parents. I feel like you raised decent children. And they really protected us from the horrors. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm eternally grateful for that. Because, there's so many times it could have been left. There are so many times where it's like, you know what I mean? I really look back and I'm like, yeah, my mom and my dad, they were right. I mean, they were wrong about some stuff, but for the most part, they were right. And I don't know. I mean, I think my sister would have a slightly different view because obviously she's older than me, so she had younger parents. You know what I mean? Like, by the time I came along, like, my parents, I didn't make my parents' parents. My sister did. So maybe even, she will have a different view of what parenting looks like. Or I don't think it would be drastically different, but it may be a bit different. Because she had parents in their 20s, and I never did. Oh my god, parents in your... God bless Catherine, because... What do you mean you had parents in your 20s? In their 20s. Like, if I was someone's parent right now, what would I even do? Like, even sometimes when I'm like hanging out with like my cousin's baby, I'm like, what do they do with you all day? Like, do they just like watch over you all day? Like, do you hang out on the patio? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I love kids though. I think kids are I love kids so like, no, I really do love kids. I think they're so special. You couldn't pay me to be a kid right now. I'm like, you guys are dealing with a world that I never had to deal with, that I'm very grateful I never had to deal with, but I don't know what y'all gonna do. Like, even bringing a child into this world, it's like, damn, nigga, I don't even know what y'all would do. Like how, like who's guiding the kids? TikTok? Oh my god, that scares me. You know what I mean? And then it's like your kid's on TikTok. And they're on Call of Duty chat rooms, like, I think I would just be so paranoid. I'd be like, you can't go on the internet, you can't go outside, you can't, like, you know what I mean? How are you not paranoid as a parent, like, every second of the day? Like, even when you send them to school, it's like, oh my god, you don't know what's happening. If you send your child to a sleepover in someone else's house, I would never do that. I would never do that. My parents, I was allowed to go to sleepovers. Thank God everything was fine. You know what I mean? I've never been to anyone's house that was like, you know what I mean? It was anything weird. It was, everything worked out. But it's like, even that, something bad could have happened. And it's like, I'm just not there with my parents. I'm just like a child on my own in someone else's house. That's insane. Like, I don't know. Like, if I had a kid right now, I'd be like, you can't sleep at anyone's house. I have to have my eyes on you 24/7. The world is cruel. Hello? Anyways, honestly, like, poor kids. I don't even know what to say to you guys. Keep holding the faith. What faith? Oh my god. What do you guys even have? Algorithms. And filters for your face. If I had a smartphone at 8 and it could give me a filter that made my nose smaller, I wouldn't survive that. That's the thing, I wouldn't survive that. And I'm like, how are kids surviving that? How do you parent that? How do you parent a child that can go on the internet and see anything? Ooh, that makes me so scared. Anyways, I'll stop speaking about the horrors. Yeah, so that was that. I guess. I feel like every time I speak for long, I'm like, oh my god, the children, like, what's gonna happen to them? Like that's what it devolves into. But that's what it really feels like. Anyways, could you guys suggest what I should talk about next time? If there even will be a next time. If I even upload this to the internet. Because this could live on my MacBook forever. If you're seeing this, just know it took everything out of me. It took everything out of me to upload this onto the internet. But, as I said, I'm low-key in my flop era, so I'm like, what did Obama do in his flop era? Oh, right, he started a podcast. So it's like, you know what I mean? You always gotta look at what Obama doing. In more ways than one. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so like I'm not even gonna say subscribe, because I guess subscribe. I guess this will be on YouTube. I guess comment and share. Maybe don't share. Ooh, I'm scared. No, I guess you should share. I mean, like, only if you want to. Like, only if you feel like this is a piece of media that you're okay with sharing. And you're okay with it being said that you did share it. I mean, you can share it privately. I mean, like, that's less stakes. Anyways, yeah, guys, share it so I can get, like, a better podcast mic.